What's up, y'all? Hold on. Let me turn my camera on. We're getting started. Level Up Saturdays, 2 p.m. Eastern time, whatever time it is for you guys. How's everyone doing today? Drop something in the chat. Actually, let's do what we did last time I was on the call. Drop us on a scale of 1 to 10. How you feeling today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling today? I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. We just had a really, really good platinum call. Settled back in here in Toronto, working, doing our thing. Got a lot of exciting things planned. 7, 7, 5, 8. For people, I feel like for the earlier time zones, it's probably worse because you just woke up and everyone's tired. 11 a.m. maybe. 7, 9, 10. Damn. So for those that are having an amazing day, it's gonna make it even better. If you're not having so much of a great day, it's gonna make it a lot better. Just from experience, like look, so we're getting on these calls every single week to teach you guys how to make money in your business, how to really overcome certain things. And I know we have a guest here who's gonna be she's gonna be sharing a lot of value. You guys saw her on the flyer and all that. So I'm not gonna be the one sharing. But I do want to set some expectation first because we agreed to something in the platinum call. And I want to implement it right away into the builders. But I'm gonna kind of drop it into a formal way and have like a message and a standard and stuff like that. But for those of you that are new, these are the calls that we do every single week to share with you guys how to level up your business, how to go from zero, not knowing anything, to going into the place of, being more skilled, making more money. And that's what you guys want to do. You guys joined, you guys spent some money to obviously be here and, get some value from people that know more than you. And that's what we're here to do. So we always put people on, on the virtual stage that have a lot of experience, that have made some type of money for sure, and that really know what they're talking about, because we don't get just anyone on these calls. So I want y'all to really, 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 first of all, grab some notes if you don't have notes, because this is what you want to do. Take notes so that you can apply them. Because if you're just kind of taking things in and you're just basing it off your memory, it's not gonna really go well for you. So I want you guys to do that. Number one. Number two, I want to set an expectation in here. I'd love to see some more cameras on too. I see shout out to Elijah, Michelle, Nick, Brady. Is it Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fuck this up. John, Don. I know the Y silent. It has. Is it? It's not. I know. Is it John? No, it's not John. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from, man? I know. I know you know I'm talking to you. Gina, Dion. Is it Dion? Maybe. Gina. No, man. Missouri. Wait, but your name is not your name. Your name sounds like European. Gina. Oh, Dijon. Like that. Yeah. Okay. 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 That's cool. I like that. We got Kev up in here, Celia, Jonathan slash. I see Jonathan. Is that your real name? I call you. It's Jack. I know it's Jack, but I think Jonathan's probably your legal. Is it the Govy? Is that what it is? Alex. Okay, cool. I want to see some more cameras on though for sure. So guys, one thing expectation wise, obviously we're here to learn something together, but I want y'all to keep this in mind. So at your job, in a formal workplace, there's a certain expectation. This is not a job. I want to say that first of all. It's ain't a job, so we're gonna treat you guys a bit differently. But we've been kind of being really nice with you guys. But I want to keep you guys at a higher standard that'll make you perform better. Do you guys? So who in here really wants to make some money? Drop a 7 in the chat if you really want to make some money. Go off if you really want to make some money. You want to level up. There's something that I can do. Speaking of leveling up, I'm gonna level up something right now, which is a standard that we have. And this is going to help us really focus on the people that are the most committed. At a job, how many hours you got to dedicate? 20 to 40 hours a week minimum, right? Something like that if you're working part-time or full-time. 20 to 40 hours a week, sometimes 50 or more. Now, one thing that we do, or we're used to at jobs, is what happens if we don't show up to work one day. What happens, guys? We don't show up to work one day. What happens? Fired, first warning, not paid, no pay for the day. Depends where you work, right? If it's more strict, you might get fired. If not, you get a warning. What happens if you don't show up twice? You don't show up twice and you don't have a reason. It's probably a done deal, right? Fired again. Yeah, fired back to back. Yeah, you're done. Maybe some places, yeah, if you're lucky, you get a second warning. If you're lucky, you get a second warning. For your business, the unfortunate thing is there's no way for you to really get punished or penalized. And so I want to ask you guys, I want to ask you the same question I asked the Platinums. If we implemented this a similar system where we wanted to reward the people that were active, obviously if you have a reason, like you have a real reason, you show it, you let us know what the reason is, or you show us, it's fine, right? Like if you're literally in the hospital, or you're like, some people actually tune in from the hospital, I've seen it before, but or there's something you have to attend to. Obviously there's, some people have work, I understand, but there's a couple of you that are at work right now on this call, right? So so look, i think I think it would be unfair to give our time to people that didn't even want it. Don't you guys think? I think it would be more fair to give our time to the people that want it and that are working for it. I personally am someone that when I was new in this business back in 2018, I don't care what was going on. If there was a big call that we were having with top leaders, I was making sure I show up. I worked my work schedule around it. I would, like make sure my schedule for my upcoming semester for school wasn't lining up with the calls that we had. I was taking the bus because I couldn't drive at the time to, places all outside of Toronto, even, which would take a couple hours, 2-3 hours. I would show up because I wanted this that bad. I asked you guys who wants to make money, right? Is this for calls or the amount of work I put? No, no, no. So I want you guys to keep this in mind. This call is like we're asking you to dedicate 1 hour a week. That's it. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. No surprises. 1 hour every week. We're not asking you for 5. We're not asking you for 10. We're not asking you for 20. We're asking you for 1 hour. That's all you got to do. If you can't do that, we can't. I don't know what to say. We're just, you guys get 2 strikes and you're out. Cool? 2 strikes and you're out. If you have a valid reason, let your mentor know what the reason is, and obviously that's fine. 2 strikes and you're out. Because we want to make sure that the people, I said this to the Platinums, there's a standard. There's a group of people that are building this business today. Out of the chat, yeah. Out of the chat. No, 1 hour. This call every week, you must attend. If you cannot attend it more than twice with no reason, it's like you're not showing up to work. Or you say, oh man, I can't, bro, but I'm planning something with my friends. No, I can't. I just don't feel like it. Oh, I woke up late. Ask yourself, are these reasons you could give your job? Would they allow that? Imagine you're like, oh, come on, man, I slept in, to give me a break. This is a mandatory call. All right. And if you think that's too much, then I don't even want to say this ain't meant for you, because I don't know what would be meant for you, because a job requires more, to be honest. This is very bare minimum. Okay. So what was I looking at? So out of the chat, yeah, so that's what I was looking at. So the chat right now has 155 people. I think wasn't it like 300? We kicked out inactive people. I don't care how small this chat goes. I want the people that are committed to it. I want the people that really, really want this. So, like I said, we have a group of people that are building this business. We're going to work and put so much time into the ones that are committing to this business. We don't want it. It's unfair to treat everyone the same when there are some people that are showing up and some people that treat this like they treat their ex, or treat this like they treat Mondays, treat this like they treat, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. This really ain't that much, 1 hour a week. So the standard is going to be, we're going to add a lot more to the chat. We're going to add a lot more value. We're going to add so much to these calls. We're having a huge, by the way, if you're not in the chat, we're having a huge announcement this week that you guys, anyone that's not on the team right now, is going to really regret not being on the team right now. anyone that's not doing entrepreneurship is really going to regret not being in entrepreneurship, because we're going to announce something that all of you guys have an opportunity to qualify for. That's going to be really dope later this week. And yeah, guys, that applies for the builders chat. Okay. For the trading chats, it's going to be a little bit different, but for the builders chat, this is what it is. We want the best of the best. We want you guys really committing. And look, that's kind of how it goes. So that's really all I wanted to say. I'm going to have this properly laid out. We're going to have a system for this to keep you guys on your ass, right? And I would recommend, again, if you want to stand out a bit more, turn your cameras on these calls. I appreciate all the cameras on. You guys are, appreciate you guys a lot. I can see all of you. And all right, so now I'm going to bring up the speaker for today. She is someone who's been able to build a business internationally around the world. She's someone who you guys know moved across the country to get proximity and was able to 10x her business in the city that we call Toronto, Canada, right? And she, guys, like you guys know, she's someone that has a lot of energy. I love hearing her speak because she brings a lot of energy. And you guys, like, she told me about her training in advance, by the way, so I already kind of know what she's going to talk about. And I told what I tell you, you can verify with them. I told her, I'm like, this is gonna be a dope ass training. It's gonna be really, really, really good. So guys, listen up, get your notes out, make sure you're paying attention because you don't want to miss this one. I'm gonna bring up the coach, Miss Megan Savage. Let me add you in here. And I'm gonna throw myself out.
Hello. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me? Perfect. Can we drop standards in the chat? Can we drop standards in the chat? Okay. First off, I love everything Christian said. Here in Champions, we have a standard of excellence. All right. And without further ado, I want to get into this training, guys. I was super stoked about it. I hope you guys like it, but pretty much, I really want to touch on this thing. These calls are super important. You know, we just had a platinum executive call, like literally before this. And, you know, Tilly actually reminded me when, because we both sort of had the same experience. When I first started this thing, guys, I literally would shed tears about wanting to be on calls like that. I wanted that proximity. You're talking to someone who packed up her stuff and moved across the country because I wanted that extra proximity, because I know, all right, y'all heard this, the saying, you're the average of the 5 most people you hang around. That's true. That's true. If y'all have been on my team, you know I preach events. Why? Because that proximity. I want you to think of these calls as like miniature events. Okay, like the people who had, in my mind, it was people who had, you know, the results, the experience that I want are pouring value into us. Okay, are pouring value into me. So I hope I can help with that standard, and I'm going to give you guys some value today. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and share my screen here. Out of curiosity, though, just because I'm looking at the chat, I see a lot of y'all. I know a lot of y'all names. Who has been here less than 2 weeks, if any? I want to know who I'm talking to. Drop a 1 in the chat. Okay. 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 I see you. We got 2 people? 2 people? 3 people. Okay. A few of you. Who's been here? Drop a 2 in the chat if you've been here over, you know, I want to say if you've been here in 2 months. Drop a 2 in the chat. Okay. Okay. Now drop a 5 in the chat if you've been here like six months plus. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you guys. Don't worry, I see you. All right. Well, this training, if you've been here longer, you know, you probably know some of the things I'm going to be talking about. If you are new, okay, I really want you to, you know, take notes, really listen to what I'm saying, because in my journey here, I've only been here, I say only, but I've only been here just about 2 years. And this is something that I noticed. Okay, so on these trainings here, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know. Can you guys see that okay? Perfect. Let's present this, guys. So let me move this. On these trainings, we go over, you know, skill sets, what you need to know in order to be successful here. What I'm going to be covering today, guys, is the 7 deadly sins of network marketing. These are things that you are going to go through. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care your age, gender, ethnicity. I don't care anything. You will go through these. So I'm going to give you them upfront and personal, and be able to give you the steps to overcome these as well. Now, as my last name suggests, if this is your first training with me, I will be a little bit savage. I hope that's okay. Don't hate me. All right. I'm trying to make you a millionaire here, but let's carry on. So the first of the 7 sins is limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. Let me open the chat here. Drop a 1 in the chat if you suffer from this. I'll drop, I'm dropping 1. I have limiting beliefs. It doesn't matter how high like of a rank I get or anything. I still to this day have limiting beliefs. Still to this day. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. Remember that. It all starts with mindset, guys. It all starts with mindset. Now, how to overcome this though? Because a lot of people come to me, especially people on my team, they're like, Megan, like, I just don't think I can do it. I just don't know what to do. You know what I mean? First, getting ahead of ourselves. First is you need to identify your limiting beliefs. What are they? You need to get to the root of the problem. So, for example, like if you're saying like, Megan, I don't think I can hit PE. I don't think I can do that. Like it doesn't seem in my skill set. I really want you to dive deep into that. Dive deep into that. An exercise that I did is I actually wrote down every single limiting belief that I have. The next step you need to do is challenge those beliefs. Okay, I get it, guys. We all listen to some sad tunes sometimes. We all listen to XXX. Okay, we all listen and we get in our feels. And we need to be able to challenge that and go, am I actually like is this an actual fact? Or am I just sad today? Did I maybe not get a sign up today? Or did I maybe, not perform to my absolute peak? So I'm starting to just think that I'm bad at everything. Am I starting to just catastrophize absolutely everything? You need to be able to challenge yourself. Next is you need to reframe this belief. Okay. So what does that mean? It means you need to challenge it. Your mind is like every other muscle that you have. Like when you go to the gym, okay, for my gym rats in here, when I first started going, I don't immediately go up to like 30-pound dumbbells and just start curling them for the girls. I don't do that. You have to start slow, start with 5s, then go 10s, then go 15s, you know what I mean? But you have to actively catch yourself and be like, okay, now I can lift heavier weights. Now I can lift heavier weights. Now I can do this. Now, what I mean by reframe your beliefs, when you catch yourself saying stuff like, oh, yeah, I can't rank up, or I don't think I can message those people, or no, why would anyone want to talk to me? Stuff like that. You need to stop and go, hey, listen, I'm learning. I can do it. I'm learning the skill set to do it. For example, when I say I'm bad at something, guys, you can ask Christian, Rosanna, Edwin, you can ask them all. When I first started this thing, I used to say, I can't present. I'm horrible at this, everything else. I had to stop and be like, hey, I'm learning how to become one of the best presenters. I'm learning how to be a good public speaker. I had to catch myself and do that. And you guys need to start doing that too, okay? Honestly, a little bit about this is there's an experiment where they had 2 plants, okay? And they had the exact same like watering, they had the exact same like shading, everything. And one was talked to negatively and one was talked to positively. And the one that was like, you can't do this, you're awful, blah, 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 died. And the one that you were giving love to, it grew bigger and faster than it should have. Keep that in mind, guys. That's us. You need to be your best friend. And the last one, this is the most important. The most important is taking action. The only way for you to get rid of those limiting beliefs is what? To prove yourself that you can do it. How do you do this? Okay. A lot of this stems from confidence. And you've heard me say this before. Confidence stems from familiarity. You need to become familiar with something to be confident about it. My very first builders call, y'all, guys, I talk about this. It was bad. It was not a good I like was nervous laughing. I was dancing. It was not a good time. Okay. But the more I did, the more confident I became. And now you better believe when they're like, yo, Megan, you're going up for, level up call. I'm like, hey, bet I'm ready to go. Like, and it's the same thing with every single thing that you do. You need to take action and start somewhere small. Start somewhere small. Like, for example, I gave myself an exercise because mornings was a hard time for me. I hold a standard for myself where every morning I make my bed. It's something super small like that. And I noticed I started to feel better mentally when I would just do the things that I told myself I would do. Don't lie to yourself, guys. Just don't lie to yourself. What you say you're going to do, you do it. Start small and then build your way up. Okay. Now, another thing too, because we're very big on personal development here. Very, very big. Now, just let me move this for a sec. So we're very big on personal development here. So I attached books for each Deadly Sin, okay, that you guys definitely take advantage of, read. This will give you a new perspective. And the cool thing is, guys, is these are actually specifically for network marketing. I like targeted network marketing books for this. So this one, the 4-year career, I attached a picture here if you guys want to quickly write that down, take a picture, I don't know, but this will help you cover everything when it comes to limiting beliefs. All right, now next one. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection. Drop a 2 in the chat if you had that at all, or continue to have that. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this is the most common. This is the very most common thing. Why? Because I just talked about confidence. Y'all, if you just started something, or if you've been here for a while, doesn't matter. You're doing something that not most people do. Not most people do this. Because it's called the 1% for a reason. But it's definitely something out of your comfort zone. Now, I wrote this here, and you are here to share a vision and attract your tribe, not everyone. Remember that. That helps me. I'm not here to get every single person in the world. I'm here to get the people, like Christian said in the beginning, standards. Like, I'm here to get the people that really want to work this thing, that want to build this business, that, have the same vision as me. When I talk about wanting to like call up the people that I work with, I'm like, hey, I'm going to France for a week. Like, let's go tomorrow. Like, I want people that want to do that with me. When I talk about speaking on stages with like 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 50,000 people, they get excited with me. When I talk about bringing in huge paychecks and helping organizations, and I get emotional when I think about my team ranking up. They get excited about helping other people. Those are the people that I'm trying to get. So as soon as you get that mindset that you're not here to attract everyone, you're here to find your people. I feel like it helps a lot. Now, how to overcome this? Understand that rejection is normal. Understand that rejection is normal. As soon as you really understand that, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt you. Okay? It's like riding a bike. I'm sure like when you fall off the first time, second time, third time even, it's normal. Like, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna fall off, but I'm just gonna keep doing it till I do it. It's fine. And another big thing, guys, it's all a numbers game. If you've probably heard me say this before, it's all a numbers game. Now, I've talked about this podcast before, by Jim Rohn, the law of ratios. Pretty much what it states is if you do something long enough, if you do something enough, a ratio appears. A ratio appears. They say in this industry, out of every 10 people you show the opportunity to, one will sign up. So what that tells me is, by a numbers game, is that I want to get as many no's as possible because they lead me closer to my yes. That is my mindset. It's not, oh, I talked to 10 people and I only got 1. I got 9 rejections. It's great. I'm going to talk to 100 people and get 90 no's because I know those 10 are waiting for me. That's my mindset. Now, keep in mind, you're building the skill set. I just got into talking about the law of ratios, okay? The thing is that your ratio might have started as 1 out of every 10 people you show the opportunity to, right? But it goes up. For example, I want to say I got to a point where 8 out of every 10 people I talked to would sign up with me. Why? Because my skill set got better. I got better at talking to people. I got better at qualifying my people. I got a better system because I continue to do things and I built my confidence. You see how all this is intertwining? You see, you're starting to get it, guys? You're building a skill set, all right? So you want to focus also on building a relationship. Get your priorities right, okay? Focus on actually getting to know the person. Focus on, because for example, if you would have came up to me in the beginning and you would have tried telling me about becoming an expert trader, I would be like, what is this guy on? I don't want to be looking at screens all day. Like, what are you talking about? But if you were to be like, hey, I have a automation system that literally does it completely hands-free, so you can go travel the world and do your thing, I'd be all over that. So like, it's about knowing your person, how you can help them. Not everyone, if for example, is even interested in building a business. Maybe they're more into being a trader or like on the customer side. Maybe they're not even interested in any of that, guys. They just want a community. But how do you know that if you're not actually getting to know these people and actually just having a conversation to have a conversation? If you're not like figuring out who you're talking to, knowing your audience, right? Now, the book for this Go for no. Okay. I read some of this book. I haven't finished it. Don't at me. I will. But this is definitely a good read. Go for no. Okay. Michelle's face got really excited there, and I'm not sure if she's read it before, but definitely a good read here. All right. This one, the comparison trap. The comparison trap. Guys, this one, honestly, I want to say is my worst, personally. Absolute personal worst. So this is a game. It's you versus you. In this game, it's you versus you. And to this day, it's hard. I'm gonna level with you guys. It's hard. I see that Mar's like, oh boy, it's true. You are surrounded. You just leveled up your circle. Let's just take a second to acknowledge you guys went, at least me, okay, from my experience, I went from a circle that I would talk about like making 10K a month. And I would talk about, being able to go on 2 trips a year and all this other stuff. And they told me, let's be realistic. Don't worry, I'll drop the books after. Don't worry, Michelle. But they told me, let's be realistic. Let's do this. Let's do that. Now I'm in a circle where 10K a month, laughable. I'm in a circle where when I talk about travel, they're like, yeah, like we're gonna go like to 8 different places this year, maybe more. I went to 8 places in the first 3 months. Like I'm in a different circle where people are pushing you to be better. So it's easy to compare yourself. It's easy to compare yourself, but I want you guys to know you can't compare someone's, like, for example, if I were to compare myself to Christian, I can't compare his chapter 50 to my chapter 5. It just don't make sense. It just does not make sense. So how to overcome this? You want to set personal goals. You want to set personal goals. Okay. So whether this be even in the business or as an like a well-rounded person, it's good to have goals that are outside of the business. So it's good to have whether they are or they think their mentors are brainwashing you. Yeah. Whether they're like in fitness or your own financial goals or whichever, you need to have something just for you. Just for you. Okay. Now, another big thing too that I noticed that I'm actually like, if I'm just leveling with you guys, I have a problem with is celebrating your success. It's easy to get caught up. For example, if you were to hit PE and you're like, oh, that's great, but I'm not at IPA yet. I've seen y'all do this. I've worked with some of you. I've been like sidelines with some of you where you guys have done awesome things. You've achieved something. And then instead of actually taking a second to go look at how far I've come, you go, oh, but I'm not like a multimillionaire yet. like guys, keep in mind, and I call myself out for this. Okay. I'm like, why am I not a millionaire yet? I don't understand. Keep in mind, over 2 years ago, I was homeless on the streets. So like you need to look about how far you've come, whether that's a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. I guarantee you, for those of y'all that are new, I want you guys to do me a favor. Start recording, start journaling, start actually looking about where you are right now. Because I guarantee you that in a month, 2 months from now, you're gonna be like, wow, even if it wasn't a rank thing, you will grow as a person, whether it's a skill set, whether whether it's communication, public speaking, or mindset wise, or like you will just become happier in that sense. And you guys need to celebrate those wins. Okay. Now, another thing, practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. Y'all be grateful. I say this a lot. We're really spoiled being in champions. We're really, really spoiled being in champions. We're spoiled to have the mindset and the goal and the guts to actually start something like this. There are people so embedded in the matrix, like to be a pawn in society. They're so embedded that they don't even think this is too good to be true. There's some people, guys, that live in third world countries that want to do this and literally cannot afford it. Literally spent a year savings to them is $5. We have a lot of things in front of us, the tools. We have everything we need. And practice gratitude. I don't chase, I attract. I don't care how spiritual you are. I don't care what vibe you're vibrating at. The thing is that you need to know that you took the first step to greatness. And everything you have is already coming to you. Again, this is just like talking to the plants. You got to talk to yourself. Don't fake it till you make it. Act as if, but also appreciate. Because something that I realized, and I realized quick, if you don't practice gratitude, you will end up, if you forget where you came from, you'll end up right back there. End up right back there. So another thing too, embrace collaboration and learn from each other. Instead of going, oh my gosh, this person ranked up, and you know what, well, they probably did this or probably did that, or like whether it's you're de-edifying people, or whether it's you're comparing yourself so you're making yourself feel like crap, or whatever it is, instead of the negativity, let's vibrate at a higher frequency. And how about we work with each other? How about we talk and we collaborate? And instead of looking at it like a loss, we look at it like, oh my gosh, someone ranked up, they know something, I'm going to go and I'm going to get that proximity, I'm going to take that knowledge, and now I'm going to see how I can implement it into my day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? So trust me, guys, comparison, think of it this way, and this really helps me. A racehorse doesn't look left or right, they look forward. A racehorse does not look left or right when they run, they look forward, and that's it. That's it. Try to be your personal best. Okay. As long as you are getting 1% better each day and it's to your standards, you're winning. Remember that. All right. Now, the book for this, The Gift of Imperfection. I like this. This is a good one. This is actually recommended to me a long time ago, and I didn't read it. And I looked into this book and I was like, you know what? This is my sign. It's one of those magical things. Now, lack of consistency. This is a safe space, guys. This is a safe space. All right. But drop a one in the chat if you feel like you suffer from this. That one? Y'all, you consistent? Okay, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. All right. Okay, perfect. Now the ones are coming. Maybe I didn't wait long enough, you know what I mean? But this is like lack of consistency, as I want to say, is another really, really common one that I see. Because again, we're starting something that's new to us. And the blessing of what we do is we don't have a boss to answer to. This is not a job. We don't have a boss to answer to. What am I going to do? Fire you? Nope. Like, but it's also a curse because you don't have anyone to answer to. The reason that we showed up to our work all the time is why? There was punishment. You will get fired. You will get written up. You will get you will, what's the word when they take away your raise? I don't know. They lower your pay. Like there's punishments. You need to be able to push yourself. But something that I want you guys to know is it's not how hard you fall, but it's about how hard you get back up. And that's important. That's important. Even, guys, I have fallen off so many times. I have fallen off. There would be stages in my business where I post 6 times on TikTok to I don't maybe post once. Like I've fallen off. But I have a choice right then and there to be like, okay, well, I fell off, so I guess that's it. Or I can go, you know what, I fell off. Now, what can I do to get started again? And what can I do to make sure that I limit that chance of that happening again? Okay, remember that. Now, how to overcome this. Set clear goals with the schedule. I've met people that look me dead in the face and like, man, I don't need no schedule. I'm just free as a bird. I need to learn how to adapt. I don't care that if you don't have a schedule, you're whack. You're whack to me. I don't care. You can fight me after. You need to be able to have some type of system, some type of structure. I've seen people do really well in school. I've seen people do really well in everything else. But the moment they don't have a structure or they're thrown into something that they don't have someone on them, they fall off. That's so much wasted potential. That's so much wasted talent, guys. It's what you hear. Here's your tips. Here's what you're going to do. Okay. You're going to, at the end of every night, you're going to take a half hour and you're going to plan your next day. You're going to plan your next day. What I do, okay, our work week ends on Thursday night. Thursday night's closing night. Friday, take an hour max out of your time and you're going to sit down and plan your week ahead. When am I going to the gym? When do I have calls booked? I'm going to make sure that I have nothing going on during the level up call. Do I need to see my family? Do I need to you're going to have that already set. Whether you like to time block, whether you like to, what's the other one called? It's not time blocking. It's like something else, whatever. You just need to have a system. You just need to know what's going on. This will definitely help you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, if it's in front of you, it works. Prioritize these tasks and make healthy habits. When I first started this business, guys, it took me an hour to make one TikTok. And for those of you who scrolled down for an on my TikTok, it wasn't even a good TikTok. It was not good. All right, I'm gonna call myself out. But because I did it a lot, now I can bang out like what, 10, 12 TikToks in an hour. You know, it's okay. It's okay, Vicky. It's okay. It does get better. They're not lying to you. It does get better. So you need to look at it like a healthy habit. For example, I have been super dehydrated. So I started putting a standard to myself that I need to drink 4 of these a day. I've been doing that. And at first, the first week, guys, it was bad. It was not very good. But I think I'm on like week 3 or 4. And now I'm doing it subconsciously. I don't even know. I finished. I don't even know what time it is. It's almost 3, and I've already finished 4 of these. It's whack, and it's the same with the business. Everything starts to be. I hate using the word easy. Everything becomes more simple when it becomes a habit. Now, how prioritizing tasks. This sometimes is difficult for some because you don't. But something that I want you guys to realize is there's a couple key points to prioritizing things. One, the deadline. Because if something that's like 3 weeks from now, yeah, obviously you should probably work it in, but maybe something that's due tomorrow is a lot more important. Do you know what I mean? And another thing too, is it an income producing activity? Is it an IPA? Does it help your business? Does it help your team? Does it help you? Okay. If you want, reach out to your mentor. You guys, the leadership, like me aside, like the leadership on this call has so much knowledge. I was blessed to be able to get close proximity for 90 days. And like in that time, my business skyrocketed. So I'm telling you guys, if you have, if you have problems maybe prioritizing things, something that I would suggest is do what I did. One, go on YouTube, and if you have a problem with something, literally just Google it. So if you're like, how to prioritize things, get a plan and go to your mentor and be like, hey, one of my things is I have a lack of consistency. I don't really know how to prioritize things. So, this is what it told me to do. This is what I did. What do you think? They will tell you straight up. They will give you all the knowledge. Okay. Trust me. I had to do it. It works. Now, another thing too, track your progress. Maybe having an accountability partner. Guys, those who utilize the builders chat go the furthest. I'm telling you. You guys have a lot of proximity in that chat, and a lot of people that if you want an accountability partner, they would hold you up. Umama knows what she's talking about. Like, it's true. Because all you need to say, something that I would do in the beginning, if I posted something, I would drop that I posted something. If I said I'm doing this, I would drop it in the chat. Why? Because it becomes real. If you tell yourself, I don't agree, and I'm gonna be straight with you guys, I don't believe in that whole move in silence stuff. I think it's very selfish, first off. I don't believe in this whole, I'm gonna build in silence and then I'm gonna show them after I'm done. No, guys, the actual point of that is you don't need to be telling all your haters. You do not need to be doing that. Yes, thank you. Read that chat. That's good. You don't need to be telling all your haters and everything else like that. But in a community of people that want to push each other to be better, yes, you should be announcing what you're doing in there. And I guarantee if you have questions, say it. There's other people that have the exact same questions in there. They're just too scared to ask. And guys, I never worried about looking stupid. I'm gonna let you know that. I never worried about that because I would rather look stupid and know the answer than pretend I know what I'm talking about and then not go further in my business. I don't care about how I look to a person. I care about where my business is going and how many people I can save. That's what I care about. Okay. So accountability partner, you want that? Builders, please, we'll hold you accountable and track your progress. Track it. Whatever your goals are, you need to know how far you've gone and what's not working. For example, I used to track when I was running for Diamond. I would track how many people I messaged, how many appointments I booked, how many of them like enrolled. And through that, I was able to rework my whole presentation to make it so I would sign up more people. Like you're able to track that stuff, guys. And now a huge one, remember why you started. If your why does not make you emotional, find another why. And you know what? I'm gonna be straight with you. Some people tell me, I want to save my mom. I want to retire my parents. But then I look at your story and you're out drinking Saturday night instead of, or you're out doing stuff instead of taking a part of a promotion or doing something. And I'm not saying that's not okay to take time to yourself. Trust me, it's important. And it's good to show lifestyle. But your habits, remember your habits, remember your why. I actually get so emotional when I think about it, when I think about my why. And something too is keep adding to it. When I first started, it was just my mom and my brother. My brother's autistic. For those of you who don't know, he doesn't have a lot of resources and he's never worked a job in his life. I want to be able to help him. And then it became more. I want to be able to buy myself nice things. I want to be able to travel the world. I believe that I'm worth, being able to live life. And so are you guys. And now I actually get teary-eyed when I think about the people on my team and when they see success. It makes me sad. It makes me emotional, not sad. But yeah, so really think about that. Now, this book is my all-time favorite book, just so you know. If you haven't read it, read it. If you haven't read it, read it. If you've read it, read it again. If you've read it 5 times, read it 10 times. I don't care. Read the book. It's a good book. I love it. Okay, The Compound Effects. I could preach about this book for hours. I'm not going to, don't worry. But now, shiny object syndrome. Drop a 2 in the chat if you know what this is. Drop a 3 in the chat if you have no idea and you just think it's something shiny. Two. Everyone knows what this is? Okay, I see you. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, guys, let me put you on. Let me put you on, okay? So first off, all I'm gonna say is wish to be better, not for things to be easier. Get that through your head. Like put it, I don't know, tattoo it on your forehead. I don't care. That has helped me so much because when I get in my feels and I'm like, oh, Megan, I think to myself, I'm like, you know what? I need to stop. I don't wish for the weights at the gym to be lighter. I wish I could lift more. That's what I want. I don't lower my bills because my income might not reach it. I push my income higher. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very important. Now, what shiny object syndrome is? It is very easy, especially, when you've not hit a multi-6-figure income or whichever, to look at other opportunities and be like, you know what? That looks better. That looks better than what I have. The grass is not greener on the other side, my friends. It's not. It's greener where you water it. I'm letting you know that right now. And I've seen people with a lot of potential. I've seen people that could have destroyed this profession look at other things because they want quick, fast cash. It's not better in a different company. It's not better in a different organization. It is not better over there. Now, I'm not saying, because people, they're like, oh, well, I love what I do. That's great if you love what you do. If you love what you do. But the reason they'll jump all life. Yep, she's got it. The reason, okay, successful people, I'll use Christian as an example. Stories, okay? I'll use Christian as an example. He's been here for 5 years now. Where is everyone that he got started with? A lot of people left and he stayed. Who was the one that just went to Spain? Jumping. Exactly, they're jumping. And that's what it is. Shiny object syndrome. You will see tons of people go, oh, well, I actually left to go make money here, go do this, go do that, because they think it's going to be better. Guess what? There's this, you deal with people. There's going to be the same problems in another place. I was in serving before this, guys. I still, yeah, literally only, yep, it's true. I still deal with the same issues that I would have at another place. It's just what you decide to do with it. So are you going to stay and build? There's a reason that in this business, we build. This business about rebuilding and rebuilding and building and keep going. There's a reason. Okay, are you going to stay and you're going to fix your lawn? You're going to make it green? Or are you going to go somewhere else and keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing? Like that's what it is. Okay. So real quick, Stay focused on your short and long-term goals. Again, not knowing, hey, I'm from 2021 too. I'm from 2021 too. Not knowing, okay, what your why, you will leave. I'm letting you know that. You will quit. I've had people, and if you're why, like if it's just, oh, you know, I want to try something out, like you're bye. Like that's the first thing that comes to my head when someone's like that. When I talk to someone and they're like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, I'm like, okay, they know what's up, they know what's going on. So you need to stay focused on your short-term goals, because your short term will get you to your long term, and your long-term goals needs to always be in your head. I know when for what's it called, your New Year's resolution, people are planning their first year. I'm planning my 10th. I'm planning my 20th. Okay. That's true. Michelle and Daniel have been here for, I love that. I love that. So develop a decision-making process. This, guys, I'm telling you what, just from personal experience, I have 2 rules. 1, I don't make a decision unless I run it by Christian first. Now, he said this so many times. He knows, like, I know I'm an adult. I make my own decisions. At the end of the day, it's up to me. But sometimes we are blinded by shiny objects. We're blinded by what other people are saying and what's going on. So I run absolutely everything by Christian. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Hey, I'm doing that, blah, 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 blah. He will give me his honest opinion, whether he thinks it's good or bad. And 2, I don't make a decision in the first 48 hours. I wait. And if I still am like, yo, I'm thinking about doing this, I will run it by Christian and then make a decision then. But you have to have a decision-making process, because guys, I swear to you, if you don't, you're just going to bounce everywhere and it's going to be wild. You will never build anything sustainable, whether it's this, that, or the other thing. Now, evaluate your opportunities carefully. Does it align with your goals? This is why it's important to know what your goals are. You need, of course, we all want to be millionaires. I get it. But success looks different for everyone. I say we all want to be millionaires. Some people are okay with just 10K a month. Some people want $1 million a month. Some people just want enough to go live in Bali. That's fine. Whatever it is, I'm happy for you. But is what you're doing going to get you there? If not, evaluate. If it is, why are you looking elsewhere? And this is why the last one is limit information overload. I used to be an overthinker a lot. Okay. Stop looking everywhere for all these outside opinions. Guys, you know what people, this is my favorite thing. Okay, this actually, what's that saying? You want to know what grinds my gears? So people to this day believe the earth is flat. There's so much information online about the earth being flat. Does that mean the earth is flat? Does it mean that? No. No, it does not. So just by me saying that, limit your information. Stay focused on what you're doing, and you won't even have all these like, oh, well, maybe this will work better, this will work better. Just stay focused and go. We have a system that works. We literally just popped an IPA. We just popped a Diamond Ambassador. We have a system that works, guys. Just focus, okay? Now, this one, the one thing, pretty self-explanatory, the one thing. I'll let y'all write that down. Love that, love that. Perfect. All right. Negative environment. Negative environment. I feel a lot of people deal with this. I dealt with mine, but drop a 2 in the chat if you still feel like you're in a negative environment right now. That's fair. Yeah. That's the thing, guys, is I feel like a lot of people deal with this because why? They're like, what are you doing? And people don't get it. Okay. So if a flower doesn't bloom, do you blame the flower? Do you blame the environment? I've said that so many times. And I'll say it to the day I die. 1.9-ish. And I'll say it to the day I die. I keep using the plant reference because it's true. Everything vibrates at a different frequency. And I'll get right into this one, guys. So limiting your interactions with low vibrational people. Low vibrational people. People that are speaking negatively, people that tell you you're not going to make it, people that tell you you're not good enough, people tell you, like, all that kind of stuff. I don't have time for it. I really don't. If I'm talking to you about something, at my table, I want to talk about how to make more money. I want to talk about how to save more lives. I want to talk about these other things. If you're just wanting to talk about what your man and you want to talk crap about other people and all, like it's just I don't have time for it. It lowers your vibration. It lowers it. Limit your interaction. And I'm gonna let you guys know. Perfect. I love that. How do you do when you live with them? There's a couple of different things. But it goes into my next point. So have a season of no. It's I had to have this talk. I had to talk to my loved ones, the people that, I loved and that loved me and that some of them even I respected. And I had to be like, hey, so I've made a decision to do this. I would really love your support. If you can't support me, no worries. All I'm asking is this topic, this topic, this topic, or if you have anything negative to say about what I'm doing, you keep it to yourself. If you can't do that, I can't be around you. And it's unfortunate, guys, because I had to cut some people off. And it's not that I don't want to see them eat. You're just not going to be eating at my table. That's it. I just don't have time for it. And so having a season of no also goes into like, hey, I want you to come to my I don't know, baby shower or birthday or wedding or like I don't know, just anything. You have to be able to tell them like, hey, I can't do that. I've seen a lot of people drop a one in the chat if you're a people pleaser. I've not had this problem. I wouldn't say very bad. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, if you want to run a massive international business, if you want to achieve your goals, you're gonna not be able to make everyone happy. If you try to make everyone happy, you'll make yourself sad. And what goes through my mind is this: am I gonna make this person like? Would I rather tell my brother, hey, so me having to miss your graduation, your birthday, your first tattoo, everything because I moved across the country to do this dream, and I didn't want to make Susan sad, so I actually didn't achieve my dreams. Like I'm never gonna tell him that. I'm not gonna tell him that. So the thing is that like guys, that's something you're gonna have to learn. You're just gonna have to be able to put your future first. And it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. You don't have to be mean. People think that by telling people like no, that it's that all of a sudden they're mean. No, you can simply say, hey, you know what? Congratulations, Jeff. Thank you for the invite to the wedding. Absolutely love that. But unfortunately, I won't be able to attend. I've been doing this business, I'm doing this, and that takes priority. Simple. Simple, simple. And if they're true, you will see who your friends are in this business. Because if it's true, they will be like, get it, man. Let me know after you hit that rank. We'll go out for some beers, like whatever, okay? Now another extreme is you can physically move yourself. Physically leave that environment. There has been times where I've helped people and they've told me that they told that to their friends, they told that to their family, and their family still doesn't get it, and they're mean to them. Guys, I packed up and moved. I was like, you know what? I can't help you. I need to put the safety mask on me first before I can put it on you guys, and I can't do that if y'all are holding my hands down. I can't do that. Pick up and move, whether that's physically across the country, whether that's to a different house, whether it's staying with a friend, whether it's literally just making a different room in the house where you're like, hey, in this room, I'm busy, don't talk to me. You have, or just going to Starbucks. Go to Starbucks, love it. They have coffee there, you can network, perfect. And the last thing is community. You guys, I love this community so much. And there's been times where I've been low, super, super low, and this community has helped me. There's been times where I've literally been sobbing, and then I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get on a team training, or I'm gonna go into builders. I'm just gonna talk and I make myself feel good, and it works because I get perspective from people that have the same mindset as me. Remember, guys, you're not alone. I don't, this whole saying about it's lonely at the top, it's not what we do. It's not. We all have each other. Now, the energy bus. I actually ordered this the other day. I heard a lot of good things about this. I ordered this the other day. Whoever wants to order it too, let me know because I'll read it with you. You can't help others unless you help yourself. Totally right. Even if it's sacrifices you have to make. Do not let your why become your why not, by the way, guys. You don't think my brother was like so upset at me when I had to miss his graduation and his 18th birthday? He was really upset. But I ranked up. I hit ambassador. And like I'm one step closer to being able to Something that helps me too, just before I go to the next point, as I've talked to, I've talked to my mentor, and I've said like, hey, it makes me sad that I had to make these sacrifices. It makes me sad because I won't have them. And something that was said to me that really opened my eyes is you might not be able to be at those experiences, but you're going to be able to give them experiences that no one else can. I'm gonna be able to buy him his first car fully paid off, like supercar. I'm gonna be able to, take them on trips. I'm gonna be able to, have my mom eat, authentic Italian pasta with me in Italy. Like I'm gonna be able to do that while other people don't. So remember that, guys. Remember the long-term vision. Now, the last one here. Unrealistic expectations. Shoot for the moon. So if you miss, you can land amongst the stars. Just make sure you have a rocket to get there. I feel like people don't I love, if you know me at all, I love shooting for the stars. I love creating these massive, like, a lot of y'all call me unrealistic sometimes because of the stuff that I say. But the trick is, I feel like the one key that people don't get is if you actually sit down and map it out, it's not as far away as you think. But for example, I'm going to hit presidential ambassador in 2 months from zero. Guys, come on now. I love the ambition. I do. But it's just like, again, I keep referencing the gym. Hey, so I'm going to lose 80 pounds in a week. Guys, if you did that, you could surgically, like, do you know what I mean? It's just, you have to be able to set realistic expectations because that's how you build confidence, and how you build confidence, and then you get better, and they all intertwine. They all intertwine. Now, actually, what helped me with this throwback, when I first got started, Rosanna actually hosted a training and where she went over SMART goals, and I actually still to this day I use it. If you don't know what SMART goals are, please go look them up. Actually, I think the training is on the YouTube, the Champions YouTube. But yeah, like definitely go into it. Pretty much, it's how to actually make realistic goals. I'm not saying don't push yourself. I'm just saying make them realistic. Make sure you can do them. Okay. And educate yourself about it. Educate yourself. Is it possible to hit these ranks? Is it possible to lose this weight? Look at people that have done it, have not done it, their experience, like gain that knowledge so you can actually make an informed decision. And the best thing about this, guys, is you got mentors. You got people who've either done it, are doing it, like you got people in your corner. Go and ask them. You got them in your back pocket. And the last we got another one. So focus on efforts and action. This one goes with the lack of consistency. You need to track what you're doing, because there's been times, for example, I'm gonna talk about Umaima's where she talked about when people would say I don't have time, and she goes, let me see your phone, let me see your screen time, what you're doing. All of a sudden you see that they had 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day on TikTok scrolling. But maybe genuinely they didn't know that because I don't have time. Guys, you need to track your stuff and focus on your efforts and action. What are you doing? What are you doing in your day? That is probably the key to all of that. Just knowing what you're doing and how you can do one more. And another big thing too is practice self-reflection. Now, this is not just tracking. Self-reflection is not just tracking. It's actually like looking into how you felt, what was working, what was not working on that day. So on the Friday, that 1 hour that you take to plan your week ahead, how you do that properly is you look at your last week, you track, and you look at your last week and you go, what worked? What am I going to change? What worked and what am I going to keep? And anything else you want to implement to it. You know what I mean? So again, practice that, and your long-term thinking. Everything is longer term. So the short term is to build up those goals, while the long term is, again, it circles back to your why. Now, do you guys understand how these are all interconnected? Drop a 1 in the chat. Okay. Daniel's been like first every single time. I love that. It was like He's on that one, just ready to hit it. So understand, and this is just coming from personal, personal experience, guys. Like, you might struggle with one here and there, you might struggle with two here and there, but keep in mind when you're actually actively working on everything sort of that I said, all of them will start to come together and it will become easier. Now, the thing with this, guys, is Beach Money. Great book. I believe Christian actually met this guy in one of his summits. I believe so. But definitely give this a read. All right. And the last one, your income will always match your personal development. Now, the reason I put that guy there is because the reason I want to talk more about mindset here, guys, is like I talked about, it being a muscle, but I feel like this is mindset is forgotten a lot. There's two different types of people that I meet. One, a person who only focuses on mindset and then they don't put anything to action, which will kill your business and it will kill you and you'll be in this constant loop of overthinking. Or it's a person who action, and then doesn't actually do any development. And in the beginning, guys, when I 8 times my business in 30 days, I was stuck at one point and I was so frustrated. And it's because I was doing all this action, but I wasn't focusing on my mindset. And literally the first week I started reading, the first week I started actually focusing on how I can be better in my mindset was when I actually ranked up. Okay, that's why it's important. Now, besides that, I'll stop sharing my screen here. Perfect, guys. Well, that is my training. I will be dropping the books, okay, in the builders chats. Again, I just want to say, guys, I'm excited to go forward with this, with these new standards. I'm really glad you were able to hop on the call and get that. And just know that we all started somewhere. We all started somewhere. It's completely normal to feel these things. It's completely normal to deal with these things. You will deal with these things. But my main advice is talk to your mentor. Talk to your mentor and understand it's part of the process. Without further ado, guys, though, I will see you guys in the chats. And I hope you guys have a killer rest of your Super Saturday.